I would like to talk about TV, films and comics on this channel, and I thought today we would talk about Once and Future from Boom Comics and Kieron Gillen. Once and Future is a comic book series by Kieron Gillen, one of my favourite British comic book writers. He's done series like Uber, and it centres around the southwest of England. Well, at least the first volume that we're going to discuss today does, and Arthurian lore and sort of mythological history and stories, and how stories may or may not be real and affect the real world. The way the book works is that you very quickly get introduced to your main characters. There's Duncan, Rose, his so-say would-wanna-be girlfriend, and Gran. It turns out that Gran is in an old people's home in Somerset, finds out there's been an archaeological discovery on the news, and she ends up getting Duncan and Rose to go along on a journey with her at gunpoint. It turns out that your sort of myths and stories about ancient British history involving Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table are partly true, but it's all about how you interpret a story. What you end up having is them trying to stop the resurrection of King Arthur and his reinstatement as the King of England, and with it he would bring sort of decimation to Britain. What you get is not a sort of heroic King Arthur. You get a character who looks more like a cross between one of the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings and the bad guy from the Black Cauldron, the old Disney cartoon. And his knights are sort of resurrected ghost zombies. It's a story that moves at breakneck speed. It's incredibly well illustrated. The art really pops, and there's a great use of colour, which, to be honest, in a lot of Kieron Gillen's work, such as The Wicked and the Divine, he always seems to have artists who are very, very good with making the art look clear and making it look colourful. I don't know if that's the colourist's job, but you know what I mean. And it's just a pleasure to read. It reads like a fast-paced action film. Maybe that's because just the influences of filmmaking today rub off on the writer, or maybe that's because he wants it to become that. Maybe he pitched it as a script idea and it got picked up as a comic book. I don't know. But either way, you read it. It's a good quick read. It's a good investing read. You get through it and you think, okay, yeah, this story is finished. If I want it to finish there, it's got an ending, but it's also got enough sort of legs for it to carry on, and it has carried on. I mean, after I read the volume 1, I've got the single issues going up to going up to issue 11, but we're going to talk about that another day once we've rounded out that story. I would recommend getting this for anyone who wants a non-superhero fun adventure with mythical elements. If you like books like Birthright, then this will be right up your street. I got it digitally, and I'm glad I did, because, to be honest, I think once they finish the second volume, I'll probably have a deluxe edition come out, and I'll be happy to have it on my shelf, because the way the art looks and the colours and such, they're really going to pop on the page if they give it a good treatment. But certainly, whether you get it digitally or physically, get it, check it out, and let me know what you think about it. The only criticism I have really with it is, whilst it gives enough exposition as it goes along, sometimes certain things just get said and left, and if you didn't have any real knowledge of the subject, or you sort of missed it on a page, you could get left behind a little bit. So maybe it needs a tiny bit more exposition, but that's it, really. Yeah, let me know what you think. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.